So I've given myself a assignment, and that assignment is to draw a couple of my comic book characters all in one collage together. The scene is that they're all on a bus. These people would not be on a bus together, but for the sake of the project, that's what we decided to do. Now, before I really got into the crux of why I decided to do this project, I need to go ahead and clean up some of these lines. Mind you, of course, it is just a sketching phase, so is it really that important? No. But because I do intend on painting a lot of these details, I don't want to accidentally paint a previous idea and leave behind the resolved intention of the picture. So next thing you know, I want to go ahead and focus on one character in particular, and it's the person who's in the middle of this image. So I'm getting all my markers together because I am in love with these paint markers, and we're just going to go right into his shirt. So this character right here, his name is Trent McCloud, and Trent McCloud is technically the #1 hero in the society of the comic book known as Normal Girl. Now, mind you, you probably are already just like, well, it's called Normal Girl. Why is the #1 hero a dude? Is because, technically speaking, something I think about when it comes to storytelling is that even though the main character's identity is very important to the story, I tend to get sucked into the stories of all of the other people. So for starters, this is her father. It is revealed in the story, and I don't know if that's really gonna like ruin it for a lot of people, which I highly doubt. But his influence on the society that they live in is very important to note, and that's why I gave him such a central focus in this picture, because he's what's most important to her. Now, once I started this project, my wife told me that it would probably be a lot smarter if I'd have made her the main character of the story. Her name is Felicity. She's actually to his right. You can't see her at the moment, but she was like, well, you should have just put her in the center. And I'm just like, yeah, that's true. So what I've decided to do, even in starting this project, that this has become a part of something bigger, that this is going to be part 1 of a 2-part mural. But man, coming to the decision of who all is going to be in there, that was already tough with this one side, but we'll figure it out on the next. So that'll just have to be a different trial for a different time. But back to this guy, we decided to really challenge me with something different, because something I have been enjoying doing in my free time is just painting these individual pictures of my favorite characters with these markers, just because I find it very therapeutic. So this wasn't really supposed to be something that I showed anybody, but as I started, I was just like, you know what? I want to start recording more content. If I intend on sharing anything anywhere, because I've kind of fallen out of love with a lot of social medias, I've decided to stick with YouTube, because it seems like long form content gets a little bit more respect. So what happens is, after doing my layer of paints and really figuring out where one, because they really overlay pretty beautifully, but I was just like, well, one color meets another. Let's go ahead and start drawing in a couple of the finer details in my micron pens. So I don't have a large set of them, but what has happened is that I have collected like some that are a little bit thicker. So I did you'll see some thin lines, some thicker ones, and right now you see me going over the entire picture in, I believe what it's called, a 03, or just a 3 diameter pen. I don't know exactly what those numbers mean, but that's my assumption. But I wanted Trent to have like this really cool like Hawaiian dad shirt kind of thing. So sunflowers are my wife's favorite flowers, so that's why I chose it. It's usually my flower of choice for that exact reason. But we went ahead and gave it to him because he's a girl dad. Why not have something that really speaks to that? So I was just like, as he is in retirement, we've decided to go ahead and put him in a very leisurely outfit here on this bus, waiting to get off on the next stop. And there you go.